of April 2020. Then the Minister of an overview of what the Department of Sport. So he allocated 150 million to sport and to the artists for the relief of in order to support them. Number 3, the implication of the COVID-19 pandemic on the mandate of the Department of Sport, Arts and Culture. First, we look at art and culture sector, where the creative and arts industries are one of the fastest growing industries and should be at the center of national strategic priority to unlock wider economic participation and inclusivity in the mainstream economy. So in this case, people in the cultural occupation make up about 3% of all jobs in South Africa, raising nearly 7%, which is 1 million jobs. When people working in the creative industry, of the majority of which is
It must assist us,
of
those people who are
in the cultural.
Sorry,
Honorable Siabi.
don't know why now today there are people who are talking behind
economy.
the scene.
So in
Whoever
this
must
case, people in the cultural occupation make up about
Chairperson,
3%
Honorable
of
Father,
all
can I
jobs
quickly speak,
in South Africa,
please?
raising
Yeah.
nearly 7%,
Chairperson, the
1 million.
person that is running this
When people working
Zoom meeting
Yeah.
can actually mute everyone.
Yes.
Can I ask the person who's in control of this Zoom meeting to actually use
Somebody,
this
sorry,
function?
it must assist
Sure.
us.
Honorable
Those people who are
Siabi.
not-
I have
Thank you.
that.
don't know why now.
That's
today.
initially
Sorry,
Baba, but
there are people who are
Thank you.
Honorable Siabi.
talking
Muting
behind, but
themselves.
everyone now today, whoever
think-
must people who
I think I
are
should-
talking behind the scene. Whoever
Chairperson,
must
Honorable Father, can I quickly speak, please?
you mute.
Chairperson, Honorable Father, can I quickly speak? The
Okay.
person that is running
do that.
this Chairperson, the meeting,
Okay.
can person that is
Yes.
running this
Mahlobo umyuthe nomahlobo ngoku. Yho. Umahlobo uyathetha simva so
Mr. Mashlobo, you can continue with your presentation.
is continuing, but you can't hear. We see the lips that he's speaking. You need to assist Zoom. The IT must assist. Honorable Mahlobo is continuing talking, but you can't hear him.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me continue in point number 3. The majority of those in cultural occupation in South Africa are black, which include black Africans, colored people, origin. Although white people are still demographics, the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic means that department will or visual platform because there's no contact in this case. It is on board to assist the department with the creative art. Arts Council, and those are distribution of COVID department. Education sector, education development and sports promotion program, sport and recreation plan. Some members will in the previous committee. We have what we call the national day. I think the department one day will come and tell us to review the plan because when they review the plan, they must subsequently things that we need to note going forward. That obviously is important. This 1 billion addition, the amount at the national and provincial level. The next point applied to the following because clubs had to apply to the department for this relief fund. So of income due to cancelled event projects or production. Second one was the loss of income for who were confirmed to participate. Was that the financial support to digital to conversational presentation platforms for this COVID-19 under sports and sensitization towards sports arts. Department indicated that they have 5 sites to supply the PPEs prioritized by the department within the administration. So some money procurement of PPEs made available from the travel and subsistence line items. The department also reprioritized 62 million has been reallocated, so set aside 65 million 50 grants to the provinces and 10 million was funds would be utilized for COVID-19 related transition. 4.1 is the actual adjustment implemented for OPEP program. Members would programs. The program number 1 initial 451 million, and then obviously there was a suspension of some fund appropriation was 440 development and sport promotion 4 billion, and then there was a suspension of fund, and then the adjusted appropriation was 1.1, which is a third program, which is arts and culture promotion 1.2 billion and 200, and then the adjusted appropriation, and we had the final one with preservation, it's 2.5 billion, and then there was suspension of fund, and the adjusted appropriation was 2.1 billion. So at the beginning, under the main appropriation, the department, when we presented last month, it had 5.7 under adjusted appropriation. It's 4.7 billion. So basically, that is what is happening. 4.2, 4.2, it's just a breakdown, the economic classification, same thing that is in the number 5, revised budget on each project allocation for June for the 2020-2021 financial year is for the main allocation, which was a total reduction of 3 million or 16.9% across all one, which is administration. Program number 1 of administration had the initial, which was adjusted to 400 by 2.5 million, which was taken, and program in budget, meaning the program number 2, which is recreation, development, and sport promotion, had an initial allocation of 1.4 billion, which of 480 million was suspended from the program and local government transfers. So because I think this is the biggest transfer was taken from provinces. As to say if there is such a huge amount of money that is taken from them. But program number 3, arts and had an initial budget which was adjusted to 1.06 billion was suspended under the program 3 profit institutions. Program number 4, which is the last program, it's had the initial main appropriation to 2.13 million was suspended from the program. Most of municipal grants. So sports facilities and all other things. Remember the provincial and municipal grants. If are they going to be able to money that has been suspended from this program and being moved? The some of the budgets are just different programs so that it could support this. So the first one was added and supported some of the cost on the mass participation and sport development grant, which is the grant redistributed to other payments, the implementation of infra archives, as well as the legacy goods and services. The next transfer payments, and the next one, which is the last one, the competence department. So we'll see going forward how are they going to adjust to that, as much as they explain if that will happen. And we have number 6, members raise the following respect to the proposed allocations and possible adjustment in respect of the budget, which is 6.1. Members queried if the department has, which was badly affected by the current, were worried that some people to more financial problems. 6 point need to start utilizing their own staff members and desist from the main point, which is members need to emphasize on this one, because I think it's very important. But they have people within, you ask yourself again, what are they doing with someone? The next one was members 6.4. The total COVID-19 COVID-19 relief fund dispersed so far, leaving about 110 million, and they wanted was too slow while people were waiting for assistance. Members, I think we need to re-emphasize to the department, because for the relief, it means it's emergency. But now you said 40 million, it means there's a problem. People are crying, they want all these things. They're waiting for the department. But this 110 million, probe must give the department the time frame as to say when people out there are crying, is this still a relief fund or just members? I think must unite on this one and speak in one voice and to distribute 50% of this money. 6.5, and that payment of invoices were made within the financial audits opinion, even during this. We're concerned that most of the small federation were few months because the sports and recreation program budget cuts. They wanted that the department so that small financially beyond this COVID-19 pandemic. A lot of this federation, other South Africa, if they're going to survive for real, if they're going to survive, because some of them to pay staff for their programs, which are in their plans because of 6.8 members had in the indicating that they not happen in 2022. This may lead to possible reduction of in the recreational is further exacerbated by this lockdown. The first point was members with the cancellation of sporting, losing sponsors, and if these athletes do not go there, and members should also people who are going to lose. Point number 2, members of the impact of COVID-19 on the economic, social, and cultural rights group. And the department should to continue in its efforts to of the pandemic of practitioners and beneficiaries in showed concern that the special adjustment budget institutions like museum, the National Heritage, and the South African Heritage resource agents. So members, I think, needs to engage this problem. Some other application, but they still remain with 110 million. The department should reopen this application process so that they can benefit. And members must also artists getting 20,000. We don't know what's in form, and we have lost income for 3 months. 20,000 is nothing, and see how are we going to, which are the recommendation. The committee 2025 and a revised annual performance plan 2020 that the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture consider the following. To make sure that they are proper, to ensure that entities that have been entrusted fund do so timelessly and to the department should continue to deliver services while using digital solutions, even though the same number of people usually share the same space. Plays a strategic role in promoting technological to deliver services during these trying times of COVID. 7.4, the department to fast track the parents have not received their relief fund, as I supposed to be an agent, a mix of agents, very important. 7.5, the Confederation and Olympic faced by the Federation during and post COVID. I think this would be because SASCOC is the motherboard of all this part in terms of post lockdown to reopen the application process for those who have. The department should ensure that safety and athletes are preparing for the return to competitive sport. The portfolio committee on sports are the proposed budgets vote 37 sports. The budgets adjustment allocation and rotation reports to be noted. I thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mahlo. Honorable members engage on it, but finally we need to adopt it. Report. I'll be assisted by so the Honorable Mahlingozi. Who else goes to who else goes take it.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you to, and I would love to say hello to all the honorable members. 650 million has been used since 5 months back. We have independent with the knowledge of the Minister of Arts and Culture, Honorable 10 million that they took from it, and that is not right, because that money is being now we are still talking about that is robbery, and these beautiful figures that are being thrown into our faces and all that, it's a mockery, and because people are still suffering. Chair, that's my
Thank you,
point for now.
Honorable
Thank you.
Mahlingozi. Honorable Inkosi Luthuli.
Thank you, Chair. Representation of the department, a little bit concerned about it's of those people who were paid to the relief fund, something like 10,000, 20,000. What criteria which was given to the artist? Then about that there are 16 million, and then this money were not to get it from the department. Out of this, how they can, at least they must start a bid for it, because they were rejected. Okay, let me stop there.
Thank you, Honorable Nkosi. Any other
We have
indication?
we have Mr. Siabi, Mr. Siabi, Mr. Mhlongo,
In
and
that
Mr.
order,
Malomane, Chair.
honorable members.
Thanks, Chair. Let me also presentation. My take is today with this report, we're trying to check whether it represents our department. Because today, my understanding is that the department is not part of the meeting. So as a committee use, as discussed in previous meetings, and this is the report that will be presenting to Parliament for adoption, to venture into that area and say, in the main, I see the report raising issues since when the department was presenting their supplementary budget. I learned from the Minister of Finance that this is where we'll have a serious budget adjustment. So having said that, Chair, even issues that were raised by Unkosi Silutuli, I captured there as a recommendation to say we are worried about the spending, especially on the relief fund. It needs to disperse only 40 million. That's why the recommendation says let us reopen and make sure that more people are supposed to go. So I want to move, Chair, that we adopt the report so that we are able to the department. Thanks, Chair.
Honorable
Thank you. Thank you, Chair. Chair, I want to welcome the presentation. Thank you, Doctor. Was it allocated? I think if you can assist me there on Sanabo. Is it for outsourcing? And I think it will even assist me on outsourcing. I want to correct to that not pay our people. Started in April. We only open it for 2 days. Thank you,
Thank
Chair.
you, Honorable Mhlongo. Honorable Malomane.
The presentation by Dr. Mhlongo. I think maybe Honorable Knox is correct to say today the department is not in. It's only us as a committee to say what we're talking with when we're with the department. Is it really reflect what we're saying? And I think whatever is the relief fund, even though the department has spoke to us that there are still appeals, and then they will still update us on the appeals. The appeal time has been opened, but we also said that they must open up for another time for the application. I think.
Honorable members, let me also take the opportunity to hearing of what we discussed. We'll do our monitoring role to this, because the huge cuts is because of this refund, but we cannot not to most. But as the department did tell that they've seen it before, and the opening of today, also to raise all the questions of some getting 51,000, others 20, others 10. We did get a response. This report is true reflection of what we have said. So if there's no other, it must be adopted in order that we must go, and demand must be compelled on what we're telling them to.
Point of order, Chair.
Yes, yes, not. Yeah. I'm sorry. Yes.
Honorable Dr. On the report, I'm asking clarity how much allocated.
I'm sorry about that, Dr. Mhlongo, Honorable. One other day will be in this belief that at 8 o'clock I was sitting here thinking that was that. I'm just not myself. Please, Dr. Mahlobo.
Thank you. I'll do that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chair. I don't have figures with me right now, but information.
Sure.
I'm not sure if you are answered. I don't want to speculate and say figures that I don't know. I don't have them now, but we have the list. I'll check the list and forward that information to you. Thank you very much, Mr. Mfang.
I'm suspecting this question, Honorable Mhlongo did and circulate to the committee members. Thank you. Honorable report, any members who are saying of this report that is true reflection of our discussion.
No,
Honorable
we have a reservation.
Yes.
And you note our reservation, Chair, but you know the report with
Honorable
reservations.
Mhlongo as a
That
member.
is, that will then, as Honorable Mhlongo, our Shadow Minister, says, that will be obviously for myself, Mr. Faber, and Mrs. Van Dijk as well.
No, we are one person here. You, Honorable Mhlongo, okay, unless it's that problem that you were having, that she is not able to get in.
Point of order. Chair.
Provided is
Okay,
that
Chairperson, then I take the same stance. Honorable Van Dijk is not online at the moment. She would take the same stance.
Thank you, Honorable.
Order, Chair.
Yeah, yes, Honorable Siale. Honorable Siale.
Yeah, my understanding is that the DA delegation, DA qualifies for 2, and with Mr. Honorable Faber as an alternative. Now, if Ms. Van Dijk and Mr. Mhlongo are in, Mr. Van Dijk cannot vote. That's my point of order.
Mr. Faber.
Excuse me.
Chairperson,
Miss
Chairperson,
Who else?
Excuse me, Chairperson.
Yes.
Mrs. Van Dijk is not in the meeting at the moment. She did indicate that they are having load shedding, but she will join as soon as she can. So at the moment, she is not in the meeting.
Chairperson, in that case, then note mine, same as Honorable Tsepo, and that makes 2 of us, as I'm then the alternate. Thank you, Chair.
Did you hear what Honorable Siaba said about your voting? But it is not in the meeting. The alternate does take precedence if alternates. And correct administrate.
Yes, yes, Chairperson, that is why I was indicating that
Yes.
Mrs. Van Dijk
So,
is not in the.
There's no problem about that. Any other member or members wanted to reflect? Otherwise, let's vote noting the reservation of Honorable Mhlongo, Honorable Let me now take this opportunity to thank the
Chair,
members
Chair,
on
some
the
chair,
robust.
apology, Chair. Chair, just call
Okay.
the names of
Yes,
members who are supporting, and maybe others are
Okay.
saying.
Okay. Honorable members, please indicate. Honorable.
Honorable-
Adam support.
Who's that?
Adam support.
Honorable Adams.
Honorable Malumane support.
Honorable Malumane.
Honorable Ngabane support the adoption of the report. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Ngabane.
Mandingozi
Honorable
support.
Honorable Mandingozi. And then who else?
Siabi supports the adoption.
Siabe. Who else? Beauty Fulani supports. Any other member?
Person, Mr. Smith, singathi uyakhuluma, but I'm not sure kwenzakalani.
Yeah, mabam Lungis. I've seen he's speaking, but he's not. So,
Mr. Sibisi, Mr. Sibisi, Mr. Sibisi, can you hear me? Mr. Sibisi, can you hear me? But he is not on mute, Chairperson. I don't know what is the problem with his microphone.
Mr. Sibisi.
Mr.
And he's talking. Is he able to write? Because this thing allows even somebody to write.
I will
So
try.
IT.
I'll try.
Check the top. Honorable Member Bolo. Honorable Mama Bulo.
Yes. I'm having challenges with my audio here, man. I'm in the villages.
No, but you are hearing you. Do you support?
Yes. I support the adoption of the
Thank you. Can somebody assist Honorable Sibisi? Where's our IT Mazlo? Okay. Honorable members, yes,
it's not allowed to call members who are not able to speak, because we can ask to phone Mr. Ndeke. I think it's uncalled for to phoning members. That is undemocratic.
But he is on the screen. We are not calling him from problem out. So him where you are now, he is in.
Kuluma,
we are not calling here he is. I'm from ngitsho ngithi ukhona
Mr. Sibisi, if you can hear Mr. Sibisi, if you can hear us, just nod your head if you support the report. Yes, we can see the nod. Thank you very much.
You must get it training.
Chairperson, we have not consulted in course. I fail.
I can't consult. I was saying everybody must say something. Babul told.
I can say I will take I will take the mandate from my part because I got that power. But according to myself, I don't see any problem out of this report.
Chairperson, with due respect, the honourable member must or accept or he must abstain. Coming back then at the budget vote,
Are you
or he
chairing
must
now,
vote against
Mr.
it.
Faber? Are you chairing this meeting, Mr.
Sorry,
Faber?
Chairperson, I was just trying to assist and being helpful.
No, I was not even yet responded. You jumped the gun. We are noting truly, will note what you are saying. Honorable members, the report is hoping that now we're going through our minutes. Please present them as
Chairperson, are we going to do the minutes per each day, or how are we going to do it?
Yes,
Should I
each day.
share them on the screen? Chairperson?
We lost the chairperson.
Members, can you see the minutes on the screen?
No,
Not open.
Not opened.
Not open, all right. Why am I not able to open this one?
it shows that the item was not on the agenda. Now we can close the meeting.
Mhlongo,
We adopted the agenda. I'm not
the Lucas stores are closed. Where are you rushing through?
I'm not close. It's principle. We didn't go to an.
If you check the agenda, there's an item on adoption of minutes.
There's an okay.
Yeah.
The
Lucas stores are closed.
When now you just vote, all you vote.
There's too much coronavirus in Gauteng.
Honorable members, I have a proposal.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to propose that
Yes.
get into the meeting.
I was struggling. I had
Oh, you are
to
back now.
and I had
Okay.
to,
This thing happens to me every time, Chairperson.
yes, so they've done something because immediately I was off again.
No, yeah, I
Yeah.
know this experience.
Okay, thank
We
you,
forgive you,
honorable members.
Chairperson.
These are minutes of the 5th of May. So you must move, yes. Page 1. Anything up you go. Presentation by Auditor General South Africa. Deliberations. I'm suspecting because the minutes were circulated. If you have noted, they are presented. And then if you want to say something, 3.2, and then presentation by department. 4.1 deliberations. 4.2 responses. 5 recommendations. Presenting these minutes in front of you, honorable
Chairperson.
members. Anyone?
I move for adoption of the minutes.
Thank you,
Mhlongo.
honorable. Yes. Thank you, honorable Mhlongo. Any seconder?
Mama will seconding.
Second. And Adams. Thank you. Minutes adopted. Can you remember?
Chairperson, okay, there is on the screen now. Sorry, I was just
The
going to say
minutes
this.
of 7 May. Hey, what I didn't hear you what you are saying, honorable member. 7 May.
I will move the
Yes.
minutes, Chairperson. Honorable Faber. I
Faber.
move, Chairperson. I accept those minutes
Thank you.
as a true reflection of that
Honorable
meeting.
Yeah, we seconding, Chair.
Thank you, Honorable Siabe. Progressive one. This the third set of the minutes. Mazize. The minutes of the 12th May presented.
Chairperson.
Yes.
CIB.
Honorable
I move for the
Siabe.
adoption.
Honorable Siabe.
Mama will
Seconder.
seconding.
Honorable Gabane seconded. Minutes adopted. So any
Yes,
sets
Chairperson,
of
there's
minutes?
2 more.
Yes. Put it on the screen. Honorable members, 20 May, I'm presenting to you these minutes of that day. Yes. Yes, Maso.
Honorable Gabane, Chair, I'm moving for the adoption.
Thank you, Honorable Gabane. Any seconder?
Mama Bolo.
Thank you, Honorable Mama Bolo. The minutes adopted. The last set of minutes. So
I think a network problem. I think there's a
yeah,
network problem here, and I'm unable to share the screen because she's got the control, the
yeah.
full control of the screen here.
Please call her. Please talk to her.
I will share, but okay. There you go.
Okay, the minutes of the 29th of May, Honorable members. Yes, Maso. Yes, yes. I do.
I move for adoption.
Honorable Adams. Any seconder?
See, I'll be seconding.
According to agenda, there's nothing.
Chair, there's one
on the table.
one more set of minutes.
One more.
Yes, the last
They were
one.
not
The last one, Chair.
Are they 6? I was thinking they are 5. The minutes of the 19th of June, Honorable members, adoption. Honorable Mal, move for the adoption. Any second?
Honorable
I'll
Adams,
second, Chairperson. Honorable Faber,
Honorable
second.
Faber, second, and Honorable Adams. Any other thing must go in
No,
our
Chair, that was the last set of minutes, Chair. That was the last set of minutes, Chairperson.
Let me take this opportunity again, honorable members, to the protocols and try